Hello, good morning, Prathavandan. I am Dr.Agam Dayal, retired Associate Professor of Zoology and Environmental Science. We have a team, Vidyarthi Pratibha Utsav, and we are dedicated for solving the problems of youth. Last year we had a meeting, we had fair on 22, 23 and 24 December, and we conveyed the message to 13,000 students. Now this year we are going to celebrate in 4 districts: Lucknow, Ayodhya, Varanasi and Bareilly. Actually, there are 2 types of problems for Indian students. There is much more pressure on them, and it is our responsibility, the responsibility of teachers and the responsibility of parents, that they should try to minimize their stress. There is stress in education also, there is stress in student life also. So what happens? Our team visits school colleges and say the students, if you have an interest in dancing, come and dance at our platform. If you have an interest in music, you come and play musical instrument or play a song on our platform. If you have an interest in painting, you come on our platform and paint something or sketch something. So our team give them opportunity for their personality boosting. And in education also, there is a very funny thing that some topics are repeated at every level. I had recorded 200 lectures on zoology, including lectures on cytology, genetics, animal physiology and biochemistry. Some of the students contacted me that they have a problem in studying tissues and classification. So now I have started the topic tissue, and then we will talk about classification or biodiversity. A very interesting thing is that in 8th class also tissues are taught. In 9th class also tissues are taught with 5%, 8% increase in the information. In the 11th and 12th class again, that tissues is taught, again about 5 to 10% information, new information is added, and the things are repeated. Because in the initial stage, the students are busy in just answering the classwork and homework. There is much more emphasis on different types of questions and less emphasis on the topic itself. After 50 years of teaching, I personally feel that first of all, the fundamentals of the topic should be made clear to the students, and then after a practice of different type of questions should be done. So let us come on animal tissues today. We will break it into 2 parts. Tissues, you know, in many of the books it is written that tissues are group of similar cells which perform a common function. But there are some exceptions. There may be similar type of cells and sometimes dissimilar type of cells also, which combine together to perform a common function. The animal tissues basically can be divided into 4 types: epithelial tissue, then connective tissue, muscular tissue and nervous tissue. Connective tissue is very lengthy, we will talk about it tomorrow. Today we will talk about epithelial, muscular and nervous tissue. Epithelium means outermost covering. So if any animal or plant body, the outermost covering is covered by epithelium, and of course the inner layer of the body cavity or the alimentary canal also. Now, what happens? These epithelial cells are of many types. First of all, there are squamous epithelium. Squamous means something like tiles, and the cells are polygonal or rectangular or square, but they are attached with each other and make a tiles like flooring on the body. They are living cells. They have a nucleus. There is the plasma lemma containing the cell membrane. Then squamous epithelium is found in outermost layer of our skin, and second type is cuboidal epithelium. Cuboidal epithelium are having cells which are arranged in a linear sequence, but they are cubical in shape. For example, some of the cells of the duct of uriniferous tubules, kidney tubules. Then we have columnar epithelium. Columnar epithelium which have cells elongated column-like a pillar of a building. They are found in inner cavity of stomach and intestine. There are many variations. Sometimes they may have cilia at the internal surface, which help in the movement of transport of fluid through the cavity. Then we have certain glandular epithelium also, in which goblet type or flask shaped structures are found, which help in secretion of some material, some enzymes or hormones, which are utilized in the body for benefit of certain cells. Then we have stratified epithelium. In stratified epithelium, there are many layers of epithelial cells, as we get in case of our epidermis, stratum corneum and stratum malpighi. Stratum corneum, many layers of cells are there. Then the second thing is about muscular tissue. Muscular tissue are found in our body, which help in movement of our body parts. Either they are one end or both ends are attached with a bone. So suppose we have to make this type of movement, then what will happen? The muscle connecting this area will contract, the muscle connecting this area will relax, and there will be movement of like this. Again we have to move like this, so muscles of this area will contract, muscles of this area will relax. So in any type of movement, there is contraction of muscles. Muscles are always attached with a bone, but sometimes not. Then there are three types of muscles. Skeletal muscles, which are attached at one end or both end with a skeleton or bone. They are voluntary. It means they can function according to our instruction, according to our wish or will. Suppose we have to make this type of movement, so it will act according to our instruction or our wish. These skeletal muscles are elongated syncytial cells. Many nuclei are there, and some elongated fiber-like structures are there called myofibrils, like a matchbox which contains many sticks. Here also in the muscle, skeletal muscle, many myofibrils are attached like this, arranged parallel to each other, and they have alternate light and dark bands. These light and dark bands are made up of two types of filaments, actin and myosin. Then we have second, smooth muscle cells. Smooth muscle cells are isolated single cells, spindle-shaped cells. They are found in certain special parts of our body, in specific parts of our body. For example, in the mammary gland, in the wall of scrotum, in the wall of the alimentary canal, in the wall of the blood vessel. They act according to instructions set by the autonomic nervous system. They are not in against our instruction or our wish or will, so they are called involuntary. Now there are cardiac muscles. Cardiac muscles are found only in the wall of the heart. They are also elongated fiber-like cells, but they are branched. Skeletal muscles were not branched, but the cardiac muscles are branched. They are different cells separated from each other by a specific type of membrane, which is called intercalated disc. Some years ago, we were not aware that what is the nature of this intercalated disc. But now we know that these intercalated discs are certain interdigitation of the cell membrane. So they separate and allow the transfer of certain ions through them. So they are cardiac muscles. They start functioning just after the time of birth and continue to function till death. But interesting thing is that in every heartbeat, the atria contract for 0.1 second. Then after for 0.7 second they relax. So in every beat the cardiac muscles work for pumping of the blood, but in between each beat they relax. So it is easy, they can survive, they never fatigue. Now the third type of cells are the tissues, are the nervous tissue. Nervous tissue which are found in our brain, our spinal cord and cranial and spinal nerves. The functional unit of brain is two types of cells. One, the cells of connective tissue which are like packing materials. So our nervous system, nervous tissue contains two types of cells. One type of cell are for packing material present in between the functional nerve cells. For example, here in between nerve axons we have Schwann cell. Schwann cell is also a type of insulating material. A very interesting thing is that although a nerve cell is a cell, but it has some modifications. It has three parts. One part is a cell body or cyton. It is similar to the cell body of all other cells. They have a nucleus, a cytoplasm, mitochondria, Golgi body, lysosome, and a special type of granules which are found only in the nerve cells. They are called Nissel's granules. And interesting thing is that they don't have centrosome or centriole, so the nerve cells cannot divide. Centrioles are absent in the plant cells also. In animal cells, they are absent in the nerve cells, and in all other animal cells, centrosome or centriole is found. So this is the cell body or cyton containing a specific granules, Nissel's granules in the cytoplasm, and all other cytoplasmic organelles, mitochondria, Golgi body, nucleus, endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, etc. Then there are two specializations. On one side, we may have either a single or maybe more than one structures which are branched fibers. They are called dendron or dendrite. These dendron and dendrites receive the message, bring the message to the cyton, and then we have one process which carries message away from the cell body, which is called the axon. So structurally they are similar. Here also dendrons or dendrites are branched fibers. Axon is also branched fiber at the terminal end. But dendrons or dendrites carry the message towards the cell body or cyton. Axon carry the message away from it. And see here, like an electric wire which carry the electric current, it is covered by an insulation. So here also around this nerve axon which carry the message away from it, there is an insulation, and this insulation is by a special type of cells called Schwann cell. Schwann cell makes the insulating covering, and there are many Schwann cells. In between there is a space which is called node of Ranvier, and the middle part in between the two nodes is called internode. At the terminal end, this axon also divided into many branches which are called telodendria, and then they convey the message to the other nerve cell. So this was a brief about the three types of tissue. Regarding connective tissue, we will discuss tomorrow.